here.
Michael and Joy in the morning. Let it echo.
What is it?
MichaelandJoy.com is the website. It's gone now.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, we got an awesome show today.
We do.
But unfortunately, these papers right here won't tell me who's on the show. They're messing with Joy Pearson today. Hey, happy birthday to your mama.
Happy birthday, mommy.
Amelia had a birthday yesterday.
She totally was like, yes, I'm going to come in on Monday.
Yeah.
I saw her. I was like, yeah, maybe not.
Maybe she did.
Maybe not this Monday.
Maybe she did come in because that bottle of P. Diddy is kind of short over there. You sure she didn't come over here last night?
Not that I know of.
Knowing her, boy. Shout out to Mama.
Might be the reason why she's still asleep.
Hey, got an awesome show for you today. Today's show is being brought to you by Nikita Todd Stanley, the Team Todd Realty Group, dedicated to helping people realize the dream of home ownership. For more information, all you got to do is visit her website, teamtoddrealtygroup.com. Got a super duper cool show for you today. A whole bunch of people coming by. Somebody that wasn't on the flyer.
I was gonna say, pop up.
See you when you see you. What is see you when you see you?
See you when you see me when you see me.
Yeah,
something like that.
and them screets.
Right.
Hey, also gonna be hanging out with us. Miss Maxine is gonna be in the building. We're gonna holler at her. And there's another young lady coming to the building too. I'm not organized right now.
I was gonna say yes, doctor.
Forget.
There is
she's
a doctor that will be in the building.
Dr. Shonali Saha.
Yeah, something like that. I was gonna say I can't wait till she gets here and tells you that you didn't
That is
pronounce
wrong.
it right.
Yeah. Maxine Cain to be in the building with us today.
Step
Got a whole
in
bunch
there,
to talk
woman.
about. Things that will be irrelevant in the next 20 years or so. You won't believe what's on that list. Also, this dude I met, like, he one of my partners. He won the lottery like 6 times. He got like $6 million. Let me tell you about
I
him.
was gonna say yeah. Oh,
He ain't really my partner though.
Oh, but
See how Maxine was.
yeah, I was like,
Goodness.
I don't mind setting up a GoFundMe.
I know, right?
Got her already, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you tell her I was a compulsive liar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good at this thing.
Not yet.
Yeah, well, she'll figure
I
out.
was gonna say she know now.
Hey, we got a cool show for you today. Got your birthdays and shout outs on this day, National Day, all that good stuff, but blah, 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 blah. On Michael and Joy in the morning. Power 108.9 is the website, and you can check us out on all social media too, can we?
Yeah, sure. Michael and Joy on everything.
Hey, we'll be right back. It's Michael and Joy in the morning. Power 108.9. What up, Latasha?
Little. Good morning, mommy. But she ain't here, but she here. She's so funny. Hi.
So funny. It's so funny.
Good morning.
So funny.
Hi, Miss Tasha. Whatever. Just as phony as my partner. Maxine was like, oh,
that is
yeah.
awesome.
Don't fall for that.
Stay focused.
Don't fall for that. Yeah. So we get a good 2 hours in every morning.
And then what do you guys do for the remainder of the day?
I'm a full-time photographer, so I go home and do photography stuff, edit photos.
Hey, can I get a headshot though?
Yo, this is Michael and Fat, and don't forget to follow the show. Michael and Joy on everything.
Whenever you're ready,
That's J-O-I.
let me know.
Check out this paper though. Hold on.
I like the studio. This is really cool.
Thank you.
So y'all are making me want to do one for
Yo, what
real.
up?
You have them on your list of items.
And then you get here and then you
know,
see
like,
stuff.
Yeah.
I was just playing.
Check out that paper.
Yeah. Where you get this from, the office?
Guess who ran out?
You,
Yeah, I think I'm like, do I have to come all the way to County?
You.
All the way to County.
So you don't, I
You'll
mean,
love it.
you don't.
You
have-
get more of a.
You get, it's a better, anyway, like I said, you don't.
You don't want to do it from house, because if you tried to do it from the house, you wouldn't get that same
That's
energy.
all right.
Your guests,
I can do it, yeah. So just coming into the station and,
It's
all right, so y'all gotta talk to me about it before I
Just
leave.
call me back
because-
later on this afternoon.
I will, let me get your info, get your digits.
Hey, Mochis.
All right, Maxine.
Your digits, and while you at it, what's your sign?
I know, right?
That's that to a game, Michael be trying to get. Like, don't nobody ask what side they are anymore. No, they don't.
Yeah, we gotta go and do this show, you know. Y'all gotta help me get it together.
Yes, we got you. STEM Atlanta women. It's a better feel, you know. At home, you would have to do a lot to try to get
Plus, I
it
have
set
to
up.
give y'all got everything set.
Yeah.
I don't have to really do anything. Just do it.
Yeah, just
And
show
I like
up.
the location. Y'all ain't have to make me move out here. You know?
Just get my
I
name
told
in.
them I live right across the street from the mall, you know, right there. You know where that Princess Grill?
Yeah.
Right next door, it's lying on Peachtree.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're real close.
Well, I guess at this time of morning.
Michael and Joy in the morning. MichaelandJoy.com. Today's show is being brought to you by Nikita Todd Stanley and the Team Todd Realty Group, dedicated to helping people realize the dream of home ownership. For more information, all you got to do is visit her website, teamtoddrealtygroup.com. Maxine Cain is going to be in the building. Got a doctor coming in the building. And also, you say you play football.
I was going to say he's got football camp that
Oh,
he's
it's a football
going
camp.
to be communicating with us about. Shout out to Picaso.
So, with him having a football camp, Joy, that means he played football.
He did.
Oh, okay.
He
There you go.
played, he coached. And, you know, I think a lot of times you just want to do something with the community and you see that there's a need. And instead of just talking about it, you just do it.
Well, we're going to get to holler at my man. He'll be hanging out with us today. Nikita Todd Stanley will be in the building today. And, of course, everybody's new favorite game, How Time Flies. We have a list of records that came out from back in the day. And you just got to guess what year the record came out without cheating. Because, you know, people on social media be cheating. Because they be trying to Google it real quick. They be like, oh, what did he say? Da-da-da. 1944.
We on to the next one.
And then they'd be like the year, the date, the album it was on. Be like, man, you know they cheated.
Screenshots.
Yeah.
I'm like, actually, we're on to the game is over.
Hey, shout out to the Billboard Music Awards last night. Did you get a chance checking in that out?
Not at all.
Bruno Mars. I could just tell you. Want me to tell you who won? Bruno Mars, Kendrick Lamar.
That makes a lot of sense.
Janet Jackson was honored with the Icon Award from Billboard.
And I heard she performed.
Yes.
She killed it. She killed.
I guess it was because I didn't want her to do that record. She did Nasty Girl, and then you know how
all the records.
Right, and then but she looked great.
Yeah, no. She definitely looks great.
But then you know how all artists do the words you never want to hear one of our seasoned artists say when they're doing a record, right? And what is that?
Hashtag Me Too.
No. Here's the single off my new record. You don't want to hear that. That's kind of like
want them to just
do the old classics.
Can you just stick with what we got?
Kind of like Frankie Beverly and MAJ coming out, and Frankie Beverly talking about, hey, check out our new record, and everybody be like, no, we want to hear Southern Girl.
John.
Right, that's what we want to hear, Frankie. But congratulations, but shout out to Janet Jackson. Catherine was in the stage. Her mama, was in the audience.
Happy Mother's Day.
Rebe was in the audience getting her social media on, because you can see her trying to take pictures of her big sister on the stage. Like she didn't know what she was doing.
Right.
She was holding the camera all the way up here, like Rebe was.
She probably really didn't
But
know
then
what she was doing.
there was a point last night when Tasha was like, Catherine has not moved. I was like, could be a weekend at Bernie's type deal. And that hair, you should have saw the hair. That hair was on point.
Everything looked good. Like, hold up. Is she breathing?
Some dude was behind her. Randy was behind her, lift her arm up, waving. Y'all are so wrong for that. Y'all are going too hell.
My
But
goodness.
congratulations to Janet Jackson.
So she was physically there.
She was physically in the building.
That's about it. What just happened, baby? Never mind, mama. Never mind.
Catherine Jackson in the building. And then it just stopped like that. They don't ask her to say what's up. But
well, shout out to the Billboard Awards.
also Kelly Clarkson. Kelly, you heard me playing some Kelly this morning.
That's what that was?
Kelly
Okay.
is a bad mamma jamma.
Yeah.
That girl can sing.
She does have some really, really good vocals. You know, it's always so interesting because you hear so many different artists that you'll hear the singles and you're like, I mean, is it believable? But then you go get the album and you're like, oh, hold up. This is rocking.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the people that you don't necessarily expect to just have an amazing whole album.
And as we know, she was the first American Idol winner ever. So congratulations to Kelly Clarkson.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And speaking of Kelly Clarkson, tonight on American Idol, they are announcing the winner of their American Idol. And it's a little kid here from Dallas, Georgia, who's in the top 3. Little dude who played the guitar, little country singer. I wasn't expecting anything else coming out of Dallas, Georgia. But
Right.
it would have been cool if he was a little Caucasian brother rapper.
Rapping.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But
About
nah,
that.
the cool little Caucasian brother, he is going up against 2 other people to be crowned the new American Idol. And then the last thing on the Billboard Music Awards last night. God, dog, I forgot. But
I was gonna say, well,
oh, the Asian kids. Have you seen that little group? There's like 50 of them.
First off, you know, I do not like it when you say it like that.
It's like what?
You know, all them little Asian kids.
Why? Because I
and then you look right at me. Why you gotta look right at me, Maxine?
I mean, because you was kind of Asian.
Anyway, well, guess what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, the Asian kids, they got a record called Fake Love. I thought,
imagine splitting those chicks.
man, it's like 20 of them. Like, I saw them last night, but they were
last
jamming.
long.
And the kids, you know what it
They're not
reminded me
in it
of?
for the money.
I don't know.
Probably not.
You know what it reminded me of? Menudo back in the day.
Oh,
It's like they're interchangeable. Like, as soon as you hit 17, like, they be like,
Next.
You know,
That's why they got so many. They actually practice it. They try it out now.
unlike,
We think it's the real thing. They try it out.
you know how they got the child labor laws over in China, boy, they got like 50 of them
It
working right
ain't
now.
quite the same over here, y'all. It's okay. You can leave about 15 of them in the back.
Hey, but they ripped the show last night. But
Well, yay!
congratulations to them. Shout out to them.
I'm looking forward to The Voice coming back. The four, the show with Diddy and DJ Khaled.
Oh, okay.
It's coming back in, I think, a couple of weeks, and I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, when we come back, Maxine is in the building. We're going to get her take on the little Asian boy band.
Or not.
Or maybe
Or
not.
not.
It's Michael and Joy in the morning. Wait, what?
Perfect. About to say, don't be messing around with that. Is that them?
Yeah.
Power 108.9. Yeah, you downstairs? Okay. Okay. So you just gotta come outside and then you'll, I'm not necessarily, just kind of get to the main street and then you'll make a right and then you'll walk. You should see a building that says the Up Experience. And then we're right beside that.
Should I turn this on, Michael, to let people start to come in?
I thought you had already turned it on.
No, she told me to hold on.
I don't know. Well, I mean, so you know the main street that you drove in on?
Just tell her right next to the Roxy, in between the
Hold on,
Roxy
Michael,
and the Up
I got
Experience.
it, Michael. We want to get her out the garage first. Okay.
But just
And
go
so
to-
you see,
Follow the light.
like a restaurant that said like Cray or something, it's like purple. Okay, so you'll make a left, and then you'll walk all the way over. You'll actually cross over a street, and then you should see a building that says the Up Experience. Yes, we're like literally right across from the stadium, and the Up Experience. Then there's like a door right beside it.
Good morning, Virgil, Sherry.
Have to
Good
come
morning.
inside the door, and then
Thank you guys
if you
for
call us
joining.
again once you get to the elevator, then we can come downstairs and come grab you. No worries. Okay, see you soon.
It's early in the morning for you, Sherry Simmons. Thank you for joining. Virgil
Said,
Griffin,
sorry
all the
for
way
being
from
late. Good
Eatonton, Georgia.
morning.
Thank you for joining. I am here with Michael and Joy in the morning.
Yeah.
Verla Chambers, thanks for watching. Yeah, they're having some pretty good excitement going on in the studio.
The little boy band.
Hi, Douglas Smith. Thank you for watching. Who is Gerverdis Burnett? Natasha
I'm very
Edwards.
interested in.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll be getting started in a few minutes.
They're not competing, are they? They're just.
No, it's a band. They're a group.
I know, but are they competing or they were just performing last night?
They were performing.
Yeah.
They were on the billboard.
Oh, okay, this was it. Okay.
Hey, Douglas.
Confused.
Thank you guys so much for joining this morning. We have a lot to talk about.
Carl 1089.
We'll be getting started soon. Hi, Miss Rudine Tucker.
Okay, so you're downstairs by the elevator? Well,
Yeah, stay
if you
tuned,
just
everybody.
walk all the
We'll
way
be getting
down,
started
you'll
pretty
see the
soon.
elevator and he'll be right down and come get you. Okay, alright, perfect.
Joy, say hello
Hey,
to the
Ryan.
family and all
Hello,
the Maxine Cain
hi,
crew.
Rudine.
This is Joy.
Good morning. Hello, love. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Jason. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
We are here with STEM Atlanta women.
STEM Atlanta women. Going to be talking about our big STEM Dreams Festival coming up this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. So if you don't have anything going on, we're going to tell you what's happening at Georgia Tech Arena this weekend. So stay tuned. We have a lot to share.
Your Instagram is STEM Atlanta.
STEM Atlanta. It should be STEM Atlanta women.
Well, I'm just posting, sharing it on
yeah.
Instagram.
That's cool.
I mean, on Twitter.
That's right. Hi, Eldra. Thanks, Sherry.
And then I send you the YouTube link as well too.
You will? Okay.
Yeah, so that you can use it and post it later.
Who else is joining us? Betty Dent, good morning. Good morning, Devin. Good morning, people.
You have a seat right here.
Good morning. How are you? Hey, Picaso, right on time.
Good morning.
Close the door.
I'm so excited to meet someone who's a STEM. I'm very passionate
How
about
are
STEM.
you? Thank you.
I'm a woman in
Maxine
science.
Cain. Are you? What's your name?
Shonali, Dr. Shonali Saha, nice to meet
Dr.
you.
Chanel?
Shonali Saha.
Shonali Saha. Okay, what kind of doctor?
Addiction medicine.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Michael,
That's
exactly what you
amazing.
need to hear.
How are you? Good morning. Maxine Cain. Very nice to meet you, Isaac. Picasso.
Hi, Shonali Saha. Nice to meet you, sir.
Good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you this morning?
Hi, Amoy. I'm so glad you're watching my little sweet baby scientist. She's brilliant. Thank you so much for joining this morning. We have Christine joining, Deborah Gresham, good morning. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned. We're about to get started. I'm going to share a whole lot with you guys about what's happening with STEM Atlanta women and what we have going on this weekend with STEM Dreams. I hope you guys are all planning to come and join and hang out with us at Georgia Tech this weekend. I'll tell you guys all about it. We're looking forward to
You're
it.
right. I gotta be better.
Stay tuned.
I don't.
Hi,
I don't wanna say like I
Teresa.
don't be caring, but I don't. But I do.
No, you don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Addiction medicine, huh?
Yes.
What up, dog?
Drug and alcohol specifically.
I said, open the door, doc.
I'm sorry, I was listening.
What up, Shonali? Look who made it. We were just talking about
Good
you.
morning, Nikita.
How are you talking about me?
Good
Yeah.
morning. Good morning. I'm Maxine Cain. Very nice to meet you.
Nikita Todd.
Hi, Shonali Saha.
Nice to meet you.
Shonali Saha.
Shonali, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Sharon, Nikki, good morning. Good morning, Sean.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Nice to meet you.
That was you.
Follow the
You
show.
did all that.
Michael and Joy. Everything. Michael and Joy.
We're here with Michael and Joy in the morning. They have a lot going on in the studio today.
We back there. Michael and Joy in the morning. MichaelandJoy.com is the website. Today's show is being brought to you by Nikita Todd Stanley and the Team Todd Realty Group, dedicated to helping people realize the dream of home ownership. For more information, all you got to do is visit the website, teamtoddrealtygroup.com. Nikita is in the building today. She's back. Moving Property Mondays is in full effect. Full effect.
Full effect.
Also, Picaso is going to be hanging out with us, too. He got some stuff that's going on. Dr. Tamale Oh no, she said don't say it like that.
I was gonna say, that's definitely not how she said it.
Shonali. I think I got that. Right.
Shonali.
Yeah. I'm gonna work on
Shonali
it.
Saha.
I got 2 hours an hour 40 minutes to work on that.
I was gonna say,
But
yeah,
one word I can pronounce is Maxine. I can do that. Without even asking how to pronounce it. Dr. Maxine. I mean Dr. Maxine. I can call her
Yeah,
doctor.
you can call me that too.
You can call her that
She
too.
was like, that sounded about right.
Hey Maxine, good morning.
Good morning.
What is the word? How are you today?
I am awesome.
Where are
awesome,
you
awesome.
from?
I am from Atlanta, Georgia, one of the original Georgia peaches.
There you go. So you were born at Grady?
No.
Okay. Parents had some money. I had insurance.
We have some insurance.
Crawford Law, Scottish Rite, or
No,
something like
I
that.
was actually born in Madison, Georgia.
Oh.
Madison,
Oh,
Georgia, in
right.
Morgan County Hospital.
You gonna claim it?
I was
Yeah.
like, so what happened? You moved
raised
up
in
here?
Atlanta. Yeah, my mom. They were originally from Eatonton, Georgia, and
Okay.
then we lived in Decatur.
Okay.
Went to Avondale High School.
Avondale, okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
East Side?
that's right.
With
that's
Decatur
right.
wins greater?
That's greater. Decatur wins greater.
Shout out to the east
Shout out
side.
Shout out to the East Side.
Hey, y'all.
Shout out to all the Avondale High School alumni.
Y'all had one of the best malls in the world, Avondale Mall.
Yeah,
I'm
She
lying
was
about
like,
that. I'm lying about that.
She might have thought it was the best mall. They ain't know no better.
Y'all had like 8 stores in there. All of them were pop-up shops.
Don't talk about that.
My
One
bad.
month at a time.
Don't even talk about that.
Man, Maxine Cain is in the building. STEM Atlanta Women. Tell us about your organization.
Yeah, so STEM Atlanta Women is a nonprofit organization here in Atlanta, and it's all about women and girls, more specifically black and brown girls, and we focus on enlightening, educating, and empowering women and girls to pursue the global opportunities there are in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And we
Gotcha.
also want to make sure that they are ready and able to excel in the 21st century with the skills that they need.
Gotcha. When did STEM really start to become popular? Because we was all reading, writing arithmetic back in the day.
Yeah,
So
now
at
all
some
of a
point,
sudden.
STEM popped on the scene.
It's been on the scene now for a few years, and it's really about just bringing those 4 disciplines together relative to science, technology, engineering, and math. So right now, because technology is the #1 industry in the world, we're just really starting to see how important it is that those disciplines are highlighted and that individuals, more specifically women and girls, start to really take their place, so to speak, and know that they can too have a space in this industry. So science, technology, engineering, and math is here to stay, and we're just making sure that everybody knows that it is important to pursue those disciplines.
Were you a STEMmer at Avondale High?
No, I wasn't a STEMmer. I'm an English person, so I'm not real big in math, but I'm a heavy technologist.
Oh, that's a good word, Mike. We'll use that in a
Oh,
sentence.
technologist. I define technologist. See that? Like I did that. That's how you always
Well, hey, you
talk.
guys are, you're doing it right here.
I was gonna say, for sure, define it for
Technology is
you.
all about what
You
you
should-
guys are doing
You should write them
now.
sentences for your teacher and be like, what does technologist mean?
Yeah, I've been in the
Question mark.
technology industry for about 22 years.
Wow.
So with a major technology company.
The crazy thing with technology is that you always had to be on your game.
I
Like,
always got to be on
it's
the game.
it's forever changing.
Forever changing, something new and different every single day. You got to be on your game.
Well, we have a list
Shout out
today
to
of
you.
some of the things that will be extinct within the next 20 to
Oh,
25
my.
years or so. And I
Okay.
pulled up that last night and I thought it was very interesting to see some stuff that probably won't be around because of technology.
That's right.
So shout out to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to you. You have little ones?
Yeah, well, not little ones. I have a 19 and a 24.
Okay, are they STEMers?
Yes, they are.
And
My
technologists.
daughter is a freshman, well, she's just finishing up her freshman year at Kennesaw State. She's on the president's list.
Hey,
And she's
alright.
all about emerging media and doing her thing in the whole journalism and emerging media space. Also, the behind the scenes of social media. That's what emerging media is all
Oh, well,
about.
we love that.
Wow.
She wants to help with our social media pages.
We need
yeah,
interns.
right.
We always
She's
hiring
just
interns over
awesome.
here.
Yeah.
Did you say hiring intern? If I say hiring intern,
Well, you
that means you
could.
gotta pay them, right?
You could, a little gas stipend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
so
know,
say
you
Kennesaw's
can
not
barter,
that
you
far.
can make it mutually beneficial.
Look, $8 gas. Hit the little
Hey, there
gas
you go.
card. Doc is in the building. Hey, Doc.
Hey, I'm looking for interns too.
Hey, I got many of them, okay?
Yeah,
Plenty
exactly.
to go
The STEM
around.
Atlanta.
Awesome.
STEM Atlanta women.
Well, welcome, Doc.
Thank you so
Tell us
much
about
for having
yourself.
My name is Dr. Shonali Saha. I'm not originally from here in Atlanta, but I am from an STL, which is close to ATL.
Okay.
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
All right.
And I'm an addictionologist here in Atlanta, Georgia. I treat primarily drug and alcohol addiction.
Oh,
And
Addictionologist.
my specialty really is opioid addiction, and here to talk a little bit about the opioid crisis.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what's
And
up.
STL, the Lou was in the building.
The
Shout out
Lou.
to Nelly.
Hey.
When Nelly jumped on the scene, y'all was hype, weren't y'all?
Shout out to my St. Louis crew.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what's up.
Websites.
I've never
I'm
heard
in
that
science. I'm a very passionate
Hey,
about
that's
STEM.
what's
Thank
up.
you so much for being
You're
here.
welcome.
Maxine, this is our interview.
All
Don't
right,
do
in
that.
that.
Don't do that.
But this is her radio. You know,
Right.
it's like,
I know.
I'm
She's
technology.
technology
for my
show, right?
Now, Doc, you are one of those doctors where if I saw you walk into, if I was waiting in the waiting room like 70 minutes after my appointment time,
I try to show you that.
Shout
I
out.
try to
You
be-
know I was gonna do that. But if you walked into the office, into the waiting room, or to where I was sitting at, and you came in, I would have been like, "Stop playing, send the real
I
doctor
get that a
in."
lot,
I
actually.
bet you do,
I
don't
get
they?
that a lot. I get that like, okay, so where's the doctor? And I'm like, hello, it's me. The good thing about addiction medicine is I think a lot of people who struggle with drugs and alcohol are also rebels and outlaws themselves.
Yes.
So sometimes they're comforted by seeing a lady with tattoos and funky jewelry and not
Yeah.
wearing a white coat.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now
I
I
can
always,
see that.
yeah, I always ask this question when we have the professional that comes in the building, and you are one of the professions that people want to be when they grow up. What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a fireman, a trailways bus driver. You know, that's always.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't necessarily know about that one.
Well, that was
I
me.
think that was
Yeah,
just
that was
one.
me. But were you all? Did you always want to be a doctor?
No, sir. I had no intention of being a physician. I actually wanted to be an English teacher.
Okay.
And that's how I ended up working in the field of substance use. I worked at a drug treatment center as a literacy coach.
Okay.
And really went there because I was passionate about teaching people how to read.
Okay.
And, you know, when I went to college, I was very much about volunteering. And when I went to the volunteer office, they said, oh, okay, you know, you want to teach people how to read, we'll send you this residential drug treatment center. And when I walked in, I said, you know, I want to work with 8th graders. And the woman said, oh, that's great. Most of the women here are mentally in the 8th grade.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
I interned there all through college, and I really fell in love with the process of recovery and just witnessing that type of healing and transformation in a human. It was just so transformative for me. And I also happen to come from a family of doctors, and I'm you know, South Asian, so there was a lot of, you know, go be a doctor, go be an engineer. And so my parents very much were like, well, if you know, we would hate for you to spend all this time in college working and doing all this, you know, and not making the money that you think that you need. So we think that medicine will be a good combination of that. So I have combined entrepreneurship with science to now have this career. I have my own practice, and then I also teach at local medical schools, trying to teach doctors how to take care of addiction better than they do.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to talk more with the crew. We're going to talk addiction. We're going to talk STEM. Also, Nikita Todd Stanley is in the building. Y'all know we talk about real estate on Mondays, moving properties Mondays to be more Pacific.
About that. I didn't even have to turn around and look because I just felt Nikita's energy like.
The box office reign of Avengers Infinity War has come to an end thanks to a raunchy mercenary 20th Century Fox's R-rated superhero film Deadpool won the domestic box office this weekend with an estimated $125 million during the box office weekend to knock Disney's Marvel Studios Avengers out of the top spot, which held the spot for the previous 3 weeks. Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2, I'm telling you, that's something Nikita ain't letting the girls see.
I was gonna say
that's a hard R movie right there.
Yeah, sorry, I guess I'm a bad mom.
Hey, when we come back, we got more. It's Michael and Joy in the morning, Power 108.9. Wake up.
Lego. Because we sure enough went to go see it at 12 o'clock on Saturday.
Oh my God, you know, my daughter asked me,
Park at
"Mommy, you want to see
No,
it?"
in the
I'm like,
morning.
"No, I don't
Yeah,
want to see it."
lunchtime.
And,
He was like,
I'm about to say,
even
damn,
worse.
I was like,
come on,
good Lord, Johnson. Look, I take my Mother's
so
Day
much for
back.
joining.
He was a
Thank you so
horrible
much
boss.
for joining and
Uh,
hanging out with us
do
this
not
morning
judge
on the Michael
me.
and Joy.
I was going to
show.
say, that movie is real life. People cussing.
That's
people
right,
doing
Tech Roll
whatever.
House. Good
Doc, I'm
morning,
gonna switch you and
ladies.
Nikita out from time to time.
So
Okay.
glad that you guys are on.
Let
Thank you.
Nikita come over here real quick, and we'll bring you up for the next segment. Okay? You can leave the stuff right there. You don't have to move it. And Picasso, we got you too, brother.
Oh man, I'm patient.
Okay.
I was like, Picasso, are you on social media? No?
My page like so. Oh, you say am I on social
Uh-huh.
media?
No?
Technically yes, technically no.
Okay, so never,
Technically, yes, technically,
Depends on who
no.
asks.
It depends on who you're looking for, man.
never mind. I was gonna try to tag you on the Facebook Live, but don't.
She coming today?
So, Doctor,
Nah, I'm
can
on
we say
Twitter.
hello to
I got
Atlanta?
Twitter.
Say hello.
Are you on
I
Facebook?
never-
I saw him. Okay, where are you?
Well, I don't really use my
sent a long one, but I
Okay.
so that's why.
Oh, okay, all right.
But thank you.
Well, I saw it.
Yeah, what? Long. Oh, you
That's
busy?
Okay.
You
The
sure?
company.
Okay.
Holding it for you.
Hold, like,
I totally forgot.
Yep.
I didn't put it in my calendar. That's my fault.
Oh,
What, is she's here or something?
Mm-hmm, she was filming.
What's she doing? A movie? Maxine.
Hi. Tell them your name.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Shonali Saha. I'm a woman in STEM, and I'm so excited to be here this morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. West.
Hey Scorpio, hey Denise, hey Joseph. Hello. What up, Ray? Good morning.
And thank you for watching. Teresa, hi, good morning. How y'all doing?
West End Mall. Look at this
Let
shot.
me tell you guys all about what's going on this weekend with STEM and Little Women. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. He's not with us this morning.
It's there.
It's partially there.
It's not even, yeah, it's not even.
what are you talking about?
I don't know what.
The West End.
What's the shoot? The properties now has been jumped like double. Now.
I'm about the West End Mall. Really? On the AU?
That whole area, shoot, they got a brewery, they got all kinds of stuff over
That's
there.
awesome.
It's historic West End.
Historic West End. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's
You know where I went for the very first time over the West End? Last weekend, the very first time. I'm embarrassed to say. Busy Bee.
Oh,
But
Did
you
you
on the
like it?
start of the West
And
End.
it was like, you could not get in. It was
That's been like
the
that.
wait
For,
that's
was
always
like that for
ridiculous.
30 years.
It was ridiculous. It was and I didn't get a chance to even go in.
When you
Oh,
did?
really?
We ended up going down to Merrill's on Clark Atlanta's campus.
Okay.
So you drove
So,
past it.
yeah, we went past because we couldn't get in. It was
Yeah.
just too long. But Merrill's is good too. And
I
Clark.
don't know. Is Merrill's, is that right next to,
It's right
the,
there at the
Krispy
ITC.
Kreme?
No, on side inside of the Clark ITC campus.
Okay.
There's a restaurant there called Merrill's.
We back
Okay.
now.
I've heard of it.
I've never been there either.
We back. Michael and Joy in the morning. MichaelandJoy.com. I'm gonna tell you what Starbucks had to tell their employees over the weekend, and also my partner who I told you won all them lotteries. I'm telling you
Yes,
how much he
sir.
won. Super duper
I was gonna
lucky.
say, your partner.
Also, these school shootings, we gotta stop. We gotta talk about Texas. What happened in Texas? We're gonna talk about that. And since we're talking STEM today, I have a list of everything that's gonna be obsolete by the time 20 years from now. You're gonna be like, what? Kind of like encyclopedias.
No, clearly.
What?
You mean those Britannicas that are still in my mama's house?
I bet you she got a letter missing. What letter she missing?
M.
Yeah, right. That was
Wow.
always happening in my house.
Yeah, one
Had
of
to
what
do a
happened.
project, and what it was L through N. Could never do a report on Lincoln. That's why I'm so obsessed with Abraham Lincoln, because we didn't have those L's.
That sounds about
Encyclopedias.
right.
Yeah. Hey,
Bless
today
your heart, Michael.
is the 25th of May, 2018.
And on this day, it is National Memo Day. Did everyone get the memo? It is observed annually on May 21st. Memo, short for memorandum, is a document or other communication intended to inform a group of people about a particular topic. Memos are used for many different purposes, most often in the workplace. So speaking of things that are extinct,
What memo? No, them little post-it notes. Well,
I was gonna say, what about them?
I did that for Nikita because she just mentioned she forgot a memo she was supposed to do today. Remember? You didn't write it down?
Or put it in my phone.
Or put it in your phone.
I
There
was
you
gonna
go.
say that's the new memo.
Nikita
That
Todd,
email.
Stanley is in the building. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You had a very busy weekend.
I did. Working and trying to juggle social as well too, because of course a lot of graduations and
Yes.
parties and galas and all that stuff.
Yeah, so welcome
Right,
back.
it is that time.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was a lot.
we just were looking at a video via the West End and how, like, same way we're taking a good selfie, when you get them angles right, it makes you look impeccable. And
That's
I was
that
just
wide
looking at that
angle lens.
video from the West End, and if I was
That's
from
the-
out of town, if I was from out of town, I would be like, man, I need to be in that area right there. But nah, it looks nice. What are they doing over in the West End?
The West End actually is hot right now, just because it's still affordable, so to speak. but of course the Beltline is partially laid there. Monday Night Brewery has opened up there, so it's drawing more businesses over there. There's a lot of money slated to restore the West End Mall. So a lot of people are now targeting that area to buy properties and to renovate them.
You said targeted to do what to the West End Mall? Restructure it or
to rehab.
They gonna rehab West End Mall?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's going up.
Yeah, it is going up.
Yeah.
Kinda like
City trends might not last.
Oh, city trends might last. They're making a lot of money over there.
And we need Kenta Santa too. Yeah, we need him too. Don't get rid of him.
I don't think the area is going to change totally in demographics.
I was gonna say we're not gonna put you on record with that. It's
right.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to change all the way just because it's just so historic.
Yeah.
People are starting to to blend in in the area. So I mean,
You think that strip club by that Wells Fargo is gonna laugh?
the bridge.
Oh, the Purple Onion? That was the Purple Onion, right?
I don't know the name of it.
Oh, y'all fake.
I'm pretty sure you know that.
Look, there you go. Somebody know. Nikita Todd Stanley hanging out with us today, talking real estate like we do every Monday on Michael and Joy Moving Properties Monday.
Shout out to you.
To be more specific. Nah.
But speaking of the West Side, it's funny that you bring that up because, of course, my topic today was to discuss the amount of radon that I'm finding with my clients on that side of town. And I guess thinking back as to the reasons why it's over there, there's a lot of granite on the west side of town. And if you drive through, especially like over in the Cascade area, over in the Camp Creek area, you'll see a lot of boulders that are sitting around. And so, of course, now a light bulb has gone off. To now start me doing a campaign to my past clients and say, hey, you may want to just do a checkup right now on radon gas, just because, of course, I've had a lot of buyers to get that test to go along with their inspection. And that is the process during your inspection time to get as many inspections you can, possibly get. If the house is on septic, get a septic inspection. If the house, any house in Atlanta or even Georgia are susceptible to termites, so get termite inspection, and then of course your regular home inspection. But another inspection that people are not necessarily always getting is radon. And so right now I have a customer who had a 13 PCI rating in radon, and where the EPA says that it's I guess the healthy level is around 4.
So explain that, because I went to Google like, hold on, I need to understand what that is. So explain what radon gas is and why it's so important.
Well, radon gas is an invisible gas, of course, that you can't smell. It's something that's permeating from the earth. Radon is in the ground because, of course, it's, I guess, whatever gas is being put off by granite rock.
Okay.
It is a leading gas, or I guess it's the leader in lung cancer. I want to say it's either number 1 or number 2.
So instead of it being a 4, which it is a 13 in one of your.
And so that's lethal. Wow. So of course now you want to start doing the remediation to get that out of the house.
When we opened up the summit at Cascade Hills and the summit at Sandtown, I did not realize the rock that was over there. And people may not know this, but right there off of Boat Rock, whatever that, I'm trying to think Boat Rock. There's a reason why they call it Boat Rock.
Right.
Clearly.
Because and they have some cool little trails that people come from out of town to climb those boulders out there. Did not know that. But I remember when we were doing the summit at Sandtown, how they had to do all of that, the explosion of the bricks because of that. But now, all of a sudden, that radon jump, now, hey, it's coming to light now.
People are definitely aware of it on the other side of town than the east side of town because, of course, you see this big rock called Stone Mountain, right? So people in Snellville, Lawrenceville, Stone Mountain, they are aware of these possibilities. So, of course, they're constantly testing and then also putting in these systems. But I don't necessarily think that people are thinking about it on the west side. Because of course you do have a large presence, so that's going to be a campaign. And they're just like
randomly everywhere too. You just walking down the street and then just see a bunch of them in somebody's backyard, like, oh, somewhere cute for the kids to play.
Yeah.
Actually,
hey, Nikita Todd Stanley is in the building. Team Todd Realty Group, Moving Property Mondays. You can check her out every Monday right here on Michael and Joy, or you can visit the website teamtoddrealtygroup.com, or you can just pick up the phone and call her 24/7. Because like my man Chingy said, she only one call away. Song. St. Louis, Doc is in the building. You know what I'm saying? You see how I did that?
I did.
It's not even written down. I freestyled that. Yeah.
Which is the reason why we're so proud of you.
Thank you. What's that number, Nikita?
My number is 404-379-6239.
Hey, when we come back, we got your birthdays and shout outs, and we're going to find out who this dude is because we can't find him on social media. Ask him what his social media is. He say, well, it depends on who's asking.
Papa!
It's Michael and Joy in the morning. Wake up!
Only time you gonna get away here is if you pop up.
Right.
Look who's here. Yeah, I was like, hold up. Exposure to radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer after smoking. Oh, wow. Colorless, odorless, tasteless, and invisible gas produced by the decay of naturally occurring uranium in soil. Yikes. What up, Perry? What up, Corey?
It's like a big problem with a lot of these businesses when they buy this land and they realize it and they be like, oh, the soil's tainted and they have to. It's like it's a process financially for bigger companies and bigger land. I know a couple of guys that buy them. They're like, yeah, we can't use it. Oh, you got it, man. You know how much it's gonna take to fix it.
And I'm gonna go back to
We can't just house.
Doc,
And it could be in anybody's house, so that's why people can, should just constantly do it. They have a large presence in northeast of the country, like in the what is that considered northeast?
Stay tuned. We're about to get started.
What do they call it? Like yes, thank you. In the New England states.
Oh, okay. What about the rock quarry around that area?
I'm sure.
You probably have a high. And everybody want to move over there. That area.
And it's not necessarily bad. You can put a mitigation system in and it can funnel the gas out. So it's not like
just as long as you know.
Right, just as long as you know. So that's why it's to bring awareness as to what's in the ground.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Periodic table. I know.
I get into ingenious rock, sedimentary, and all this stuff like that.
Exactly.
Metamorphic.
You brought the whole textbook
Yeah,
out.
I got the whole thing.
What are you over here talking about? Let me find. I thought you came to talk about football.
Man, I just do
the levels of rock.
Yeah, man.
Good morning, B. How are you?
Michael and Joy in the morning. MichaelAndJoy.com. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. And here are some celebrities that share that same day with you. Happy birthday to Mr. T.
Hey,
I pity the fool. Guess how old Mr. T is today?
Please tell us.
66 years old today. Also celebrating a birthday today, Go TA. Y'all remember Go TA? He's 38 years old. He did that song, Somebody That I Used to Know. Watch everybody be like, who? Watch when I play the song, everybody gonna be like, oh, that song. Also celebrating a birthday today, a WB birthday. Maxine is a would have been birthday. If they would have been here today.
They would have held on a little longer.
Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls, would have been 47 years old today. We know we lost Biggie a long time ago. He was 24 years old when he was shot and murdered in the streets of, yes. He was 24. He would have been 47
We hear
years old
any
today.
tributes, we know what that's about.
Man, you know y'all getting old. But happy birthday, Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls. Always laugh. We love Biggie, but I always laugh and say, what would Big? You know, we put Biggie as one of the greatest rappers of all time. He only had like 2 or 3 albums that he put out before his untimely death. The question was, would Biggie be continuing to make music, or will he be starring in Tyler Perry plays?
I got that new album out, y'all.
Check out my new single. Nah, Biggie, we want you to do Big Papa. But shout out to Biggie, gone too soon. And also a couple of belated birthdays. Happy birthday to Cher. She had a birthday.
Love her.
Ticking. Busta Rhymes had a birthday. Tony Stewart. Notori Naughton. Notori plays on
Power.
Hot Power, yes, but she's from one of them girl groups too. 702. Nah, she ain't from 702.
She is not.
They were here over the weekend at Funk Fest, and y'all let me miss 702.
You know, I called you to tell you about it, but your phone went straight to voicemail.
Man, I wanted to see Mila and the other 2 light-skinned girls. And also Tony Goldwyn from Scandal, President Fitz, MGM. Yeah, his birthday was over the weekend. So you know when you see MGM, he is the G in MGM. Goldwyn, that's his people. Y'all didn't know that, did y'all? Yeah.
Silver spoon in it.
Right, you wonder how he got that job on ABC, because he's the G in MGM. So happy birthday to Tony.
Happy birthday to our homeboy, Brandon Valley Jones, and to my amazing cousin, Don Michael. Happy birthday, guys. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you from us, Michael and Joy, and Power 108.9.
So y'all was tripping when I brought up the name Gautier. Y'all act like y'all didn't know who I was talking about. It's this dude right here. Y'all remember this song right here? It's this song right here.
Oh,
That record right there?
That make you want to do
Nobody said, oh, that song.
Yeah,
How about I get to
we
the
know,
hook?
look, we know Doc knows.
Yeah.
No, I know that song.
Doc, we know that song.
Oh, go TA. So yeah, shout out to go TA.
Well, thank you for all of that, Michael.
I was trying to get to the hook, but I guess I can't find the hook. Hey, Maxine Cain is in the building, aka Stemming It Up, ATL. Yeah, that's what she's doing. Stem Atlanta Women is in the building. Now, Maxine, are you gonna drink that water and
I
know,
then
she's
strategically place it right there so somebody else can drink it?
No, I'm good.
Okay, it's yours.
I got it.
Okay, it's yours.
I'm about to say that's a little bait and switch.
Right, exactly.
I'm moving it right here.
Is there a doctor in the
Right.
house? Yes, there is a doctor in the house. Maxine Cain, STEM Atlanta Women. You are a 501c3.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are.
I am.
But tell us about the program and what you're doing for African American women and Hispanics as
Absolutely.
well.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. So STEM Atlanta Women is really, it was really created after I left my corporate job. So I'm an HR professional by trade. And in my career as an HR professional with a large technology company, I realized that there was a need in cultivating more African American women and girls to pursue opportunities in science, technology, engineering, and math. And I noticed that as recent college graduates were getting out of school, a lot of them were not pursuing careers in STEM. They were pursuing other careers, but we knew that just in technology, we needed them. We needed them to come in and they were just not interested, or when they got there, they were not, they didn't have the actual business acumen and the skills to be able to navigate in those careers. And so when I left, I wanted to do something impactful to really take my experience that I've had and to see how we had such a deficit and then start to cultivate, develop, and mentor young women and girls so that they can be prepared for those careers in STEM. And so I just took a year off and started STEM Atlanta Women. Did a lot of research in the Atlanta community and realized just how big the need was. It was far greater than what I would have expected.
Yeah.
And so I have an awesome team and we do a lot of coaching and development. We do workshops, hackathons, coding camps for girls. We do a lot of STEM education and training in the schools, in the communities, you name it, we do it.
People give millennials, like our generation, we give millennials a hard time. It's being lazy and want everything fast. But that generation, they're the creative ones. We can't be mad at them for,
thinking about it a different way.
Right, looking at it from a different perspective as we do. What do you see in these kids out here today that are driving them to have that type of mindset?
Yeah, first of all, my demographic is between the ages of 19 and 25.
Okay.
So that was how we started. But we have a lot of parents that are pursuing us, and so we opened it up from K through 12. But typically I started out with high school juniors and seniors, college students and recent college grads between the ages of 19 and 25. And I did that because they are truly savvy individuals. They use technology every day. They're very driven, driven individuals, and they want to make a difference. They don't necessarily want to go into that corporate job and stay 20 years. We just had a conversation recently that glass ceiling is the first floor for them. Because they are coming in and looking for an opportunity. They want the right culture, and if it's not there for them, then they're on to the next opportunity.
And you said something that just struck me. You said they want to make a difference.
Yes,
and
they
that
do.
is the mindset, I think, from our generations, aka what are we, baby boomers? No, we're not baby boomers. We're Generation X. Generation X, where we were taught to go to school and go work for somebody for the rest of your life, where with this generation right here, they want to make a difference. That's why we have people like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? People that wanted to make a difference by creating something. It wasn't about the money. It was about being legendary.
Well, they do want to make money. They definitely want to make money, but they want to be very creative. They want to create their own hours. They're not about the 9 to 5, working for a company 30 years. They want to be able to impact the world and make money doing it.
There you go. Hey, for more
perfect match.
Yeah.
For more information on STEM Atlanta Women, they can go to your website?
Yes, they can go to our website, and it's www.stematlantawomen.org.
And you got an event that you're hosting coming up. We're gonna talk about the event.
Okay.
You don't have to talk. You got more time. Take
Okay.
your water with you.
I'm
when you go out
gonna
to
take my
see-
water.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about the weekend coming up.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the weekend. Nikita Todd Stanley, Team Todd Realty Group in the building, and we talk about STEM. I know you are a very creative.
I'll be right back.
Thank you for telling everybody. We appreciate that. She'll be right back, guys. Right at this commercial break. But we talk about being creative, and you took that route too, because you were corporate America, go to college, go work at a big corporation, but something changed for you.
Because I had a love for, it's funny, I wanted to be an astronaut, I wanted to be a fashion designer. There was a lot of, I was just having this conversation with a guy that's an artist, and we were just talking about what stopped you from pursuing that line of work. And my parents my parents told me, this is what you're going to do, this is the right path. And not necessarily that my ideas were not good. It was more so, this is what we know works. And so this is the path that you take. And so, of course, now I'm able to bring those creative juices. I'm starting to get that stride back from my daughter, because, of course, my oldest daughter is an artist. And so, of course, she helps me with my creativity and stop thinking in the black and white. She stays in the gray and all the other beautiful colors in the universe, because she's so connected to the earth. So
here's my artistry right here. Remember, we used to make this box right here. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, Nikita Todd Stanley. Doc, you want to see my work, Doc? Yeah.
I was just saying,
It's facial construction.
about that addiction.
Joy, it's on you.
Yeah, so in the building we have my homeboy Picaso.
Picasso's in the building. What up? Picasso is an artist. We love your work. I heard your work is going for millions on the black market right
If I
now.
knew then what I knew now.
What up, Picasso?
How y'all doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Welcome to the show, brother. I heard you got some football camps coming up here.
Yeah, so actually I want to say thank you for letting me have this platform to come out and talk. I'm very proud of you guys' show. We have been going back and forth about coming up here.
Yeah, finally got
For
you.
some years, maybe?
Ah,
I don't
yeah.
know. So that's good. Y'all keep growing and y'all keep here.
Amen.
I am the chair of the Offer Blank YMCA board. I'm also a head coach at Hapeville, and I am also the chair of early learning for the YMCA.
Oh, nice.
So I do a lot with children and sports and community stuff like that. I got a pass, but I got a music pass that I still dabble in a little bit.
Okay.
But so we're having a youth football tournament actually August the 18th, and it will be different because it'll be the Atlanta Public Rec will be playing against a league, YFA league. Youth Football Alliance. You can find that at youthfootballalliance.com, and your Atlanta Parks and Recs, where you'll start seeing some of the stuff. But it's free, and
go.
I want to say it's free. I want to say how much it costs. It's free. Youth football is very large here in Atlanta, very very large. But there's also a lot of money it's become a business. I know some coaches that should be working but don't work. So I just wanted to encourage everybody to look out for the information. It's going to be coming up soon. I'll come back and drop it off for you guys so you guys can see it. But it's going to be it's going to be a 3-day event, and we're looking to have the championship game at Georgia State football field.
Nice.
So
Wow.
for the teams to play, it's free. We will be charging a fee for people to come in, but nothing will be over like $10.
That's awesome.
And the money will be going back to benefit the Offer Blank YMCA children who every year they take in kids whether they have the money or not for after school and summer camp. But we need to have some of the funds get closer to matching what they have.
Right, I got you.
Exactly.
I got you. Well, congratulations to you, Picasso. Don't go nowhere. We'll talk more because people want to know who you are. Like you came in super duper cool.
Nah.
Like even when I went downstairs to get Nikita, I think, or went to go get Doc. I saw you walking around spaces. I was like, this brother got some clout because he all up in here. How he do that? So we'll figure that out. So don't go nowhere. We got more with my man Picasso. Hey, my man Antilio Margaritos, that's my homeboy, has claimed more than $6 million in prizes in the last 5 months. Now, his first win came in November when he won $1 million scratch-off ticket. But you know what? what do you do when you make a whole bunch of money? You just reinvest back in lottery tickets, right? So he then purchased 4 California Black Premium scratchers in April, and guess what? Won another $5 million off of one of those tickets, and then he won $1,000 on the scratch off and $600 on the scratch off. He was like, man, I could care less about these little winnings, earnings. $6 million in 5 months in scratch off. Y'all know what I'm about to do with this $3 I got in my pocket today. I'm headed to the Texaco right now. Hey, we come back. We got more. It's Michael and Joy in the morning.
About which one you go to.
That Texaco right there. Yup.
$6 million?
Yes.
Off a
A
scratch
scratch
off?
off?
Scratch off.
I wonder how much you reinvested to get those. You said you only paid 4. You bought 4.
Yeah, he bought 4. He bought 1 the first time and won that meal, and then went back and bought 4 more and got.
Man, he supposed to get that money away. Something is up. No, I'm serious. Sometimes when you get an abundance, of stuff, it be like a sign, like.
But them scratch offs can be
Well,
expensive.
we don't know how much he spent.
Y'all don't know how much you spent on scratch
Yeah,
offs.
like he might be
To get
8 million in the
that.
hole. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, man, I owe these folks.
You know what used to always trip me out because I would be like, Mom and Dad, why are they still here? Like they just would collect them, like
Oh, they leave them there, or like memories?
yeah, it would just be like a box with
It's a memory
scratch
that we can't disclose.
I'm like, can we recycle these? I mean, like, are we gonna get something back if we turn them?
Why don't you turn it into artwork?
I'm about to say the crazy thing is they probably still right there knowing Amelia. Happy birthday, Mom!
You know, it might be pretty crazy. Oh, today's my mom's birthday.
Oh, really?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom.
What up, hey, Provision? Hey! What up, O'Shea? Hey, JT, not there. Well, where are you? Ask Michael why he didn't get the matching shorts.
I actually have a shirt just like that, so I'm a fan, Michael.
Picaso.
Man, look, that's a dope shirt. I actually was admiring the shirt.
No, it's a yellow. Oh, you can say whatever you want to say. Fearless right here. He said that unit would be fired. I'm mad that you called it a unit though. Not to be confused with somebody's hair unit.
Wow. That was awesome.
Gotta love our viewers. Yeah, what up, Ivan? How are you?
How long y'all been here again? In this business?
Second month.
We've been doing this show for 2 years.
Oh, I know.
It'll be going on 3,
It's
yeah.
in this building.
Oh, yeah, April, my bad.
Michael and Joy in the morning.
Whoop, whoop.
MichaelandJoy.com is the website. Doc is hanging out with us, board certified addiction medicine specialist.
Yes, sir.
Y'all heard about opium. You know it is running rampant in the United States.
Yeah.
Who giving them prescriptions though?
I
You might start giving out Advil or something.
I was gonna say the crazy thing is that was if I'm not mistaken in clause. You know, that's one of the things on the show where, you know, okay, sorry.
Also, today's show is being brought to you by Nikita Todd Stanley and the Team Todd Realty Group, dedicated to helping people realize the dream of home ownership. For more information, you can visit her website, teamtoddrealtygroup.com. Picasso's in the building. Maxine Cain is in the building. And Doc is back. Doc.
Yes.
Opioid addiction.
Yes.
Running
the
rampant.
opioid crisis.
How long? Opioids, it didn't become a crisis until the white folks started. It started happening to the white folks.
Well, I'll say it became a crisis when people started dying from it again in drastic numbers. But the war on drugs has really been a crisis about addiction that's lasted. It's a health crisis that's lasted for generations. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, because of the demographic that's being currently impacted and who their direct descendants are. So these are people whose, a lot of judges, Congress people within cabinet, their own children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, children are being impacted. So even though I've been working in this field for 20 years and people have been talking about addiction in terms of fighting the drug war, we've now shifted that to healing the opioid epidemic.
There you go. So I didn't say it right. I
No,
should
you
have said
didn't.
the demographics have changed.
Yes.
Okay, my
In
bad.
terms
And
of
then
who's the
all
most
of a
heavily
sudden-
impacted. Right, in terms of who's the most heavily impacted. And so now your greatest advocate around reform and drug policy, which has failed the United States for generations since Nixon started the war on drugs in the 60s,
Right.
has been the suburban soccer mom, because the person who is dying the most is the 19 to 25-year-old suburban, now white male and female, whereas it used to be the drugs really impacted men more so the women Really now it's our young kids here in Cobb County, Johns Creek, Marietta, Alpharetta, folks who went to private high schools, very elite public high schools, who, because of access and wealth and because of what was really initiated by a pharmaceutical company, Purdue Pharmaceuticals, the manufacturers of OxyContin, essentially manufactured the opioid crisis in the early 2000s, and that ripple effect from the marketing strategies they used and how they changed medical education really created this crisis.
So you go to the doctor, you have a back, something wrong with your back, you end up having surgery, and after surgery, the doctor prescribes you a powerful opioid. That's where it starts, right?
Sometimes. If you look at currently the heroin users in the United States, as compared to like the 1960s, where a lot of folks were coming home from war, they were poor, they were coping with childhood traumatic events. Now what we see is 80% of the people who are addicted to heroin right now in the United States, it started with a prescription drug. Now sometimes that came from their own doctors. Sometimes it came from their friends who had access to doctors that overprescribed. So what we now see, all generations of young people have experimented with substances, marijuana and alcohol, traditionally until this generation, where we saw that they had access to more pharmaceuticals than any generation before them. And it wasn't just opioids, it was Adderall, it was benzodiazepines, it was, kids were doing pills, people were talking about lean, people were rapping about all kinds of things. There's songs right now about methamphetamines, about Percocets. I mean, people are calling out these pills by name. So there has been a shift because of the nature of the advancements in medical technology. We have more pharmaceuticals available, and that has a lot of positive outcomes, but it also has negative outcomes here in the United States.
Yeah, because back in the day, it was like weed. Weed, crack, cocaine, and it was like those major three. And now, I mean, just like you said, in one song, they just called out like 10 different pills. And I'm sitting here thinking like, Motrin? Like, you know what I mean? It's just crazy.
And you can't, there's no picture, like,
of what that looked like.
They're functional drug addicts. Because like Joy just mentioned, you look back in the 80s and the 90s, and you had your crackhead, you knew who, because he had the pit bulls for sale.
Right.
He said, you 3 pit bulls for $15. You remember that Picasso? Yeah. But nowadays, you don't, there's no face on it when it comes to
Well, I would say that the face has changed again, and that the face really is the young, suburban, white, affluent male and female. And that's not exclusively who's impacted, and you can go across cities across this country, rural areas. There's a lot of different people being impacted by drugs and alcohol right now. And not just drugs, but alcohol also. Still continues to devastate people in the United States. But opioids specifically have created an overdose crisis. Because unlike crack cocaine, unlike marijuana, unlike even alcohol, it is very hard to overdose on those substances. You can overdo it for sure. But if you overdo it on an opioid, you die. You stop breathing on your own and you die. So last year, 64,000 Americans died of a drug overdose. 40,000 more of that was because of opioids. And that has to, more people died in just 2016 from opioids than died in the entire Vietnam conflict, than died of HIV up until 1996 when we had treatment. I mean, the numbers of who's dying in a single year and the face of who's dying in that because of that crisis has really culminated a national conversation that's bipartisan. You have people on both sides of the aisle talking about we got to save people. Here in Georgia, we've got some awesome overdose prevention work going on. There's the Georgia Overdose Prevention.org. They're a group that really literally gives out life-saving medication called Narcan. You can reduce and reverse opioid overdose with a single spray of a medicine called naloxone and or injection, and that's available through this organization. And then also there's now a standing order in Georgia. Anybody can go into any pharmacy and ask for that, and their insurance should cover it. So this is something now that we're trying to carry around in our pockets. I got some in my purse.
Okay.
Are police officers carrying that too?
Yes, so now in Georgia, largely because of that effort and efforts of other organizations throughout the state to really do a lot of advocacy, the Medical Association of Georgia, cops have been trained, firefighters, first responders, but they're tired of doing that.
Yeah.
Doc, you got any cortisone shots in your bag? My Achilles is hurting a little bit over
Well,
here.
it's true. Ibuprofen actually is more effective than prescription opioids in helping with severe pain if you start with that. So we really are trying to shift the conversation, but it's not just about doctors' offices. We need to engage young people in social activities again. They're bored, and so they're trying new stuff.
There you go.
what is the conversation? I mean, obviously, everyone in this room we have kids, some of us older, but what does the conversation start like when you're explaining what not to do when it comes to pills and drugs and opioids?
It's a great question. So the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that we start talking to young people at age 9.
Okay.
Which seems like really young. And it doesn't have to be like, don't do drugs, because actually that did not work. That was a failed campaign.
Right.
But even just, seeing your uncle drunk at a wedding, turning to your 9-year-old and being like, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
Those are conversations. When I talk about sex, drugs, and rock and roll, because I have 2 trainings. One is in addiction medicine, the other is in adolescents and young adults. So I really specialize in young people struggling with drugs. And it's not about the talk, it's about the talks.
Okay.
You don't talk to your kid about sex once. You talk about physical intimacy throughout their relationship, their body, throughout their life course. And the same thing is true of substances. And family meals, which sounds corny, is like over 90% effective in helping reduce substance use among youth. So sitting with your kids, getting to know them, getting to know who they're talking to, figuring out what, when their friends have things happen, figuring out where were they, what did they think about that, engaging them so they don't feel when they're 16 and drunk at a party that it's okay to call mom and dad, because we've been having this conversation since I was 9.
Yeah.
So I'm prepared for this moment, as opposed to just don't do it. That kid's not calling you.
Yeah.
Doc, how can we find out more information about the great works that you're doing here in the beautiful state of Georgia?
Thank you so much. So my website for the practice is whyaddictionmedicine.com. So my company is Whole and Healthy You. So that's whyaddictionmedicine.com. Our practice is taking new patients. We take all kinds of insurance, and we try to stay relatively affordable for people who aren't insured. So the number is 678-355-8722. And you can follow me on Twitter at Shonali Saha M.D. And thank you again so much for bringing this important conversation to your listeners.
And in case y'all didn't know, Doc is a certified yoga instructor too. Watch me do this impression of a tree.
I'm about to say about that.
Oh, man, I wish y'all already
Michael and Joy.
Hey, we'll be back. It's more Michael and Joy in the morning. Wake up.
So this was the conversation with me and Brenton. We
Doc.
were watching Bad Boys 2.
Maxine, y'all.
And the very beginning of it, the girls are kissing on each other and, doing all types of stuff. And Brenton, my 7-year-old at the time, was just like, I don't want to take none of them. Because, it was like, he was like, them drugs, them pills made them girls gay, mommy. And I said, yeah. I said, so imagine if a boy took it.
That's how you get boys, though. Especially boys who identify with being heterosexual. They're like, what? Nah, I'm cool.
He was just like, yeah, nah, I'm straight. And I was like, yeah, that's a good way to have that conversation.
Way to go, Doc.
Oh,
Way to go. STEM all day long.
But they are starting to have that conversation more in schools.
Yeah.
Of course, I know that my 9-year-old, they are talking more about drugs and what they do, and just having a conversation around it, and just not one day topic. I think they did a whole segment on it, so we talk about it as well too.
Yeah.
And just so you know, my son and daughter went to Alpharetta High School, so that elite public school that you talked about is very real.
Yeah, I went to Rockville High School, and they used to have raves and pill parties. Like they call them blanket parties, is what they call them. So everybody bring, they bring all their parents' drugs, and they just toss them on a blanket. They shake them up, and then
you just pick whatever.
I've never been, but this is just what I've been told that happened. That they would bring all their pills, shake them up, and then.
Yeah, I've got kids who graduated from class.
They don't even know what they're going to do.
16 people who died in their graduates. Chattahoochee Tech, like certain years. Like Chattahoochee High School, like if you look at graduated from 2010 until 2017, a bunch of those kids are like, oh yeah, I go to funerals 3 times a week sometimes. I mean, it's really, really crazy.
Don't do drugs.
No.
Wait until later in life
no
to try.
Pills, no one.
Try substances, the less likely to have a
to
lifelong
addiction.
problem. So, I have kids who are like, well, weed, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, weed is not a cure-all. And if you want to try it, that's cool. Just wait till you're a little older. If you're 13 and you try weed, you're going to be 45 smoking weed on a couch. If you're 13 and you go running, when you're 45, you're going to go running. Do the things now you want to see yourself do later in life.
Now, do you feel like, because that was another thing too, everyone says that weed is a gateway drug to other things, but then I know so many people that's it. They're not moving on to anything else.
It's one of those things where the logic doesn't go both ways. So most people who try hard drugs yes, marijuana was their first illicit drug. The majority of people who use marijuana don't go on to using illicit drugs. So it's actually more people, alcohol is really the bigger gateway drug.
I can see that. I can see that.
How do you all feel about the legalization, marijuana?
So for me specifically, I'm very passionate about ending the over-incarceration of black and brown kids. So I think that unless we legalize, it's not going to happen.
Michael and Joy in the morning. MichaelandJoy.com. This is the portion of the show we're going to test out our new game that we're liking to play over here. It is called Man, How Time Flies. We got Nikita Todd Stanley in the building. Maxine is in the building. Doc is in the building. Picaso is in the building as well. We're going to let everybody play the game today. It's very simple. We are going to play some records, right? Y'all notice I said record. We're going to play some records, and what we'll do is we're just going to ask you to name what year this song came out, because I tell the stories every year, every show, that I was riding around in a car, and a song popped on the radio, and it had the date that the song came out, and I was like, man, that song came out in 74, and it didn't tell. You couldn't tell. Like, you just didn't realize how fast time flies. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a record, and on that record, we just need you to say, I'm going to come around the building, and I'm going to ask you who is the, what year that song actually came out, all right? So everybody just think of a number in their head once they hear the song. First record up.
Oh, I love that.
That's Shonali O'Connor.
Yeah.
Let that hook play.
Did she get that?
All right, our millennial is in the building. Eddie, what year did this Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You, come out?
92.
92. Nikita?
87.
87. Picasso?
90.
90. Maxine?
93.
93. Doc?
91, and she covered Prince, by the way. That was not her song.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for that fact that
Shout out to Prince.
Always.
Hey, the Prince fan for real, man.
Right. Doc, you have been eliminated from the game. If you said 1990, you were correct. That was the year that came out. 28 years ago. 28 years ago, believe
My
it or
dad
not.
used to be like, that's a cute little bald white girl.
All right, here's the second song. Uptown Girl by Billy Joe. What year did this record come out?
And he had his wife, Christy Brinkley, in the video, yeah.
All right, our millennial expert on staff. Eddie, what year is Billy Joe's Uptown Girl?
I'm going to stick it at 90. I'm going to say 91.
91. All right, Picasso, where you at?
88.
88. Nikita Todd Stanley.
I'll say about 92.
92. Maxine.
85.
85. All right, Doc, go ahead.
83.
83. If you said 1983, you are correct.
Our side is winning. I know.
Oh, now you got to
I'm in the bed.
Picasso made he got the first one.
Our side is
Right.
winning.
Here's the tiebreaker. It is 1-1. That side versus this side. Today, what song did this record come out? Because we are celebrating the birth of one notorious B.I.G. Happy birthday to Christopher Wallace. What year was Big Papa released? Hold on, let me listen to that record a little bit.
Come on, Maxine. I see you.
All right, Maxine.
Hey.
All right, Eddie, Big Papa, what year did this record come out, my man?
I'm going to say 94. Like
94. All right, Picasso.
Big Papa, actually, I think it's 93.
93. Nikita Todd Stanley.
93.
93. Maxine.
93.
93. And what about you, Doc?
I'm going to go with the majority.
93.
93. Well, guess what? This record was released in 1994.
I want to debate that because I want to call it a
Nikita Todd Stanley if
That
moving
tape.
properties
Yeah.
right now. Right.
That tape.
The album came out in
That's the
93.
remix.
The
That's
song,
the
that's
remix.
what I'm saying.
Right,
The song
that's
came out in
Brooklyn.
94.
Exactly.
There you
So the tape
Juicy
came
came out in
out.
93.
Right.
So anyway,
Y'all
But it was on the
Right.
tape though.
Yeah.
It was on that tape.
credit. We gotta get
Yeah.
credit.
It's a remix.
You
Hey,
know,
Max.
Wikipedia is not real. That's like other people's.
And then
Y'all
look
can't
at
take my
Doc.
point away, though.
Then look at Doc. Talk about
But our son is winning though.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, actually, the game's over.
the game's over. Yeah.
So that's how I won.
won.
That's how I won.
And then here goes Doc in the background. Oh, you know that's M2 MAJ song. Y'all know nothing about that. Hey, Maxine is hanging out with us. Maxine, what you got coming up over the weekend?
Oh wow, we have STEM Dreams Weekend. So STEM Atlanta Women is a community development partner with the WNBA Atlanta Dream. And we have partnered with them relative to their home opener that's coming up May 26th, Saturday. And so we have two big events coming up. We have STEM Dreams Festival, which is from 1 to 3 on Saturday, sponsored by Microsoft. And then Coca-Cola is doing a huge tailgating tip-off fan experience from 3 to 6.
Nice.
Free food, free drinks. So come out to Georgia Tech Pavilion. And then we have a celebrity golf tournament on Sunday. So we definitely want all of our golfers to come out. If you want more information about STEM Dreams Weekend, go to STEMDreamsWeekend.com.
There you go. Shout out to you, Maxine, and thank you for
Thank
hanging
you.
out with us today. Picaso, what you got coming up, partner?
Well, what I got coming up is this is the official time I want to tell parents, just to give them a heads up too. With youth football, you know, it's getting a lot of backlash, but if you want your child to play football, this is probably the safest time to play.
Gotcha.
Because right now, it's so much technology and so much training is being trained and being switched over from how you properly tackle, how we don't tackle every practice and everything. So you definitely want to get in there. And another thing, if you already have your child's birth certificate, Georgia is going to the new rule of your kid will need a Georgia ID to play football. A Georgia ID, not the birth certificate that your grandma made in the basement. That boy was born in '89. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he really wasn't.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget, tomorrow is Election Day if you here in the state of Georgia. And what's happening on Election Day is you are voting in the primaries, which means you are voting for a Republican candidate as well as a Democratic candidate. That's what the votes are tomorrow. Doc, we can't let you get out of here because you have been so fun with us today that our listeners requested that you play this or that with us because they want to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
Since we know you a doc, substance abuse, and you know yoga instructor. Yeah, that's how
Shout out to Dad.
they want to get to know you a little bit better. So, here's the deal. What we did, we knew you was coming on the show about 19 weeks ago. And no, that was Picasso that was coming on the show. And we wanted to see how well we know you. So the way this game works is it's a contest between Joy and I. We have selected some questions and we've answered the questions based off of how we think you will answer the question. Like for instance, you are from the Lou originally. Did you guys have y'all cereal on top of the refrigerator or in a pantry? It's not a hard question, Doc.
In a pantry.
Y'all had a pantry?
Clearly.
Oh, they had some money.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, doctor too? Yeah, you know they
She
had
was
some
like,
money.
either you're a doctor or an engineer, yeah.
So right now the
And in
score
Tupperware.
is 12-7. Joy is in the lead since we've been over here at the station. And first question is very simple. You wake up in the morning, Doc, you got 2 boxes of cereal on the table. One is Frosted Flakes, the other is Captain Crunch. Which one are you choosing?
Captain Crunch all day.
Captain Crunch, okay. Joy 1, Michael 0.
Hold on.
How about this one? Cheetos or Cheese Puffs?
Hot Cheetos.
So in other
So
words,
that's Cheetos.
that's
Okay,
two
so
for
that's
me.
2 for Joy. You know it wasn't a choice, right?
I was gonna
Hot
say,
Cheetos
but she
wasn't.
said Cheetos.
All right. How about this one? Mexican or Italian? And we're talking about food, not men.
Oh, the Mexican.
The Mexican. All right,
I was gonna say,
2-1.
so men would be Italian.
2-1. Lemon pepper wings or hot wings?
I'm a vegetarian.
If you weren't a
If you had
vegetarian.
to.
Were you always a vegetarian?
Hot wings.
Huh?
Okay, perfect.
Oh, she said hot. Okay, all right, bet. She fixed that real quick.
I was
3-1.
born a
Joy is in the lead. McDonald's fries or Chick-fil-A fries?
Oh, definitely boycotting both.
But if you had to
I
pick one,
I cannot even endorse either. McDonald's fries there with beef fat. I'm Hindu. I can't do that.
Okay.
And Chick-fil-A is very homophobic and social justice movement. So done and
You
done.
know what?
Well,
I didn't really think that was a good question for her anyway.
Alright, well, how about this one? Moving right along.
So you want
Cruise
points.
vacation or destination vacation?
What was the first?
Cruise or
Oh,
destination?
destination.
Destination.
boycotting
Okay, we got
folks.
that. Right.
So,
I'm boycotting water.
it's all about water,
She said
not about
so.
pollution.
How about this one? Vegas or Miami?
Miami.
Miami. All right, we both got that one. So right now the score is 5-3. Okay, how about this one? A real hood question. Hopefully you can answer this one. Grape Kool-Aid or red Kool-Aid?
Grape.
Grape Kool-Aid. All right, bet. So right now the score is 5-4. Going into the bonus question, okay? And because we are celebrating the birth of one Mr. T, the bonus question is going to be worth 66 points today, okay?
Oh, wow.
This is going to put somebody over the top, all right? So here's the deal. You just finished writing your book and had an album release party. We did it all the same day. However, after the function, you don't feel like driving home. So what we do is we give you the old trusty house phone over there, and we only got 3 numbers programmed in the house phone. It's one of them new ones and only could let you store 3 numbers. But with one of those 3 numbers, you can only call one of these people to drive you home. So who's driving you home, Doc? Is it Dr. House from the TV show, Doogie Howser, or Dr. Huxtable? Who are you calling? Who are you calling to drive you home, Doc? For 66 points and the win.
Doogie.
Doogie, congratulations, Joy. 13
I knew I liked
Thank
her.
you very much. I appreciate that. Hey, thanks once again, Doc. Nikita Todd, Stanley. Before we get out of here, Moving Properties Monday, Michael and Joy, brought to you by Nikita Todd, Stanley, and the Team Tire Realty Group. Last parting shots before we get up out of here.
So when buying a home, make sure that you are not going in cheap and only getting just a home inspection. Go the distance. Get the termite inspection. Get the radon inspection, because of course it's going to protect you and your family. So don't shortchange that.
That's
Nikita
what I
Todd,
was saying.
Stanley.
Go the distance.
TeamTireRealtyGroup.com. You can check her out, the website. What's that number though where they can call you?
My number is 404-379-6239.
Hey, if you have to use the bathroom today and you can't wait to get home, guess what Starbucks says? You don't have to be a Starbucks customer to use the bathroom. Starbucks informed its officials of the official policy in a letter that was sent to them on Saturday, spelling out that any person who enters our spaces, including patios, cafes, restrooms, whatever, regardless or not, they do not have to make a purchase to utilize the restroom. So, hey, Peachtree Road Racers, hey, when we come into that Peachtree Street in the morning, hey, check out that Starbucks. Right, exactly, boy, because you know what happened. Your stomach start bubbling right there on mile 2. Starbucks right there on the left. Yeah,
There's one on the right too, over Public Shopping Center.
Nice, there you go. We got 2 stops now. We don't have to use that.
Well, let's see how that turns out.
We don't have to use that
You better
porta
bring your own
potty.
toilet paper.
Hey, don't go somewhere because we're about to go. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Michael and Joy in the morning. And once again, shout out to Nikita Todd Stanley. Today's show is being brought to you by her. Check her out, TeamTireRealtyGroup.com. If you missed this or any of today's show, all you got to do is visit the website, michaelandjoy.com. Power 108.9. Wake up, shout it. Let out.
Or you can always go to. This was awesome.
Say it wasn't.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It was nice.
Yeah, of course. Anytime we're gonna take photos as well too. All right, guys. Have an amazing day from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. I ask God watch over you, keep you,
Okay, write
protect you,
something for the,
expand your
for the
territory.
game. I'm
And
looking
your
for you right
capacity
in there.
in
Then I
Jesus'
was in
name
trouble
we
like
pray.
a
Amen.
motherfucker.
Thank you.
I don't know why it's
Bye,
always
guys.
Monday.
Would you mind passing me my purse?
Oh, sure.
If I leave
I'm about
10
to say,
minutes
Eddie,
after
I know you heard me praying. Don't your mama taught you better than that?
Yeah, she did. You know,
Can I
you
get
saw